But no, reviews on my stream, yeah, we're gonna talk shit. Like, it's just what happens. This guy, he's a fucking scrub. But, he's a scrub that wants to get better. Right? And a scrub that wants to get better... I don't know, I want to call him a scrubber. Whatever. Is my annotation program open? Whoop. Green works, pink works, we all work. Yeah, no, like... When you need to get better at something, you need both yin and yang. So you need, like... You need this one is getting made fun of, and this one is actually, like, useful critique. You need both. But either way, you're a scrubber. I like that. Alright, we're going with this. So, yeah. I'll put this up on YouTube, and so I always preface this with this. So this is Roid Mude 002. He's playing Junkrat. We got a couple videos, but he's 1500 silver. Just played the game for 5 days. Like, let's do this. Well, let's just turn this volume down. 30 seconds. Skip ahead. And so, I've already watched this video, so... Watch this. We're gonna turn the volume up. I don't want you guys to hear this. Alright, you missed it. Sorry. So this is the first thing. Here.
Capture objective A.
Alright. So the first thing, I almost called you Scrubber. Roid, there is no Widow right here. So you know the shot came from behind you. You could also hear her footsteps, and that's where I rewound it a couple times. And I'm only telling you this now is because this is a common... I watched both your videos already. This is a very, very, very common theme for your entire playstyle. There's a lot of times where you don't use... and you played the game for 5 days. I understand.
Thank you.
What the fuck was that? Oh, that's right. That's my donation. Great. Thank you for the $10. But stop interrupting my fucking stream. No, I'm kidding. Thanks for it. No, it's a very common theme in this game that you don't pick up on sound cues, and I want to note it every single time, and that's probably going to be... I'm just going to tell you, this is going to be my major critique for you the entire game, is information. You need work on gathering information. Sound is how you do it. Well, sound is one way. So we're just going to continue, and I'll just tell you when sound could have saved your life.
I have rocked this objective.
So that Widow's still behind you.
I'm taking the point.
Hey, Reinhardt, get over here now.
Oh, shut your mouth. That wasn't your mouth, but your teammate's mouth.
Come on, try to deal with this widow.
Now, I like your idea here. I'm not gonna lie, I really like your play right here. You just stay on the high ground and you throw traps and mines on people. If you've been playing for 5 days, so you'll eventually, like, I mean, you got that guy. You're doing what you need to do. Yeah, just shell the high ground. So, like, this entire first point, I think you did well. Yeah.
You said you didn't know how to use the magic dildo, but I see you using it on Reinhardt right now.
Yeah, no, I like this first point of yours. Also, just a question. Oh, it's no problem. I don't care if you didn't mute him.
Magic dildo.
I was just giving him shit.
You know the Dutch like their sausage, man. They also like...
Were you nervous at all when you were recording this by chance? I just noticed some jitters in your mouse play. Alright, hold on. This is another part where sound could have saved your life.
A spray from my magic.
So when you go in here, listen. Alright, that's a soldier running, and then he destroyed your trap. Yeah, there he is. You could have got him a lot easier if you heard that beforehand. But listen now.
Guess I'll stay with the objective.
You can hear him above you.
I've got
He ults.
That's her bad, baby.
You can't
So,
aim, right?
sound is an important cue.
That soldier can clearly aim.
But you have a nervous tick? Okay. Okay, that's fine. I just noticed that you had some nervous tendencies in your mouse, and I didn't know if that was because you're inexperienced in first-person shooters or what.
How's nobody dealt with
But overall, the second point was okay. Again,
hell now?
okay, this is one thing I will never critique a lot of people on. Sorry to pause it again. I don't critique people on mechanics. I would only critique someone on mechanics if they were, like, incredibly skilled. And by incredibly skilled, I mean, like, top tier. Like, professionals are the only people I'd critique mechanically wise. You've only been playing the game for 5 days. Don't worry about your SR. Don't worry about your mechanics. The more you play, the more comfortable you'll be in the game, and they will come in time. You're just going to have to trust me that it will come. Just keep playing and you know, keep enjoying the game. So you're doing the same stuff that I like.
That's right. Yeah. Oh my god.
Now that you just kind of missed the Reaper because he was in Wraith form. I think that was just inexperience in the game. So no problems there. All of this is solid. See how she's shooting at the trap instead of shooting at you? That's what traps do. All of this is, I mean, you're doing good for 1500. You'll learn the timing on her a little bit better. I think you threw the mine a little bit too soon, but again, I hate critiquing one by one. I think it's really stupid. I know a lot of analysts do it right now, a lot of coaches, and it's pretty much shit. This was a little bit greedy, but I liked it. It was a cool play. Getting in their face like that.
Oh shit, bash him and all.
That's well worth it. I like this bank shot. That was really good. But now at this point, no one's coming at you, and you sit here and you just... don't worry about that. It's not going to go anywhere. I think that's just, again, inexperience in the game. Like, you don't really know how far ricochets go. The answer is not far. I like this. I like that play. I mean, it's essentially a flank. You almost had him. So far, so good, man.
Anybody excited for the Bastion buff?
Long range on Rat is not... First of all, you don't spam with Junkrat. If you think you spam, you don't know how to play the
His
class.
survivability now that he can heal on the move.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Once you really start learning how to see the game differently by aiming at areas,
It's gonna be so great.
so hold on.
It's gonna be so...
All right,
Oh my god.
we're gonna listen
It's
again.
gonna be so awesome.
You can hear behind you.
Dick, people are bad.
Yeah, that's another part where sound could have saved you.
It's like the courier buff, man. That's the best thing ever.
Also, he was camping there, and he got super cocky by throwing a trap before even shooting you. So, you know, maybe look both ways when you cross the road, or when you enter a one.
Oh yay.
Chicken, I review all characters. And you'll see at the end of this, you'll understand why I review all characters.
Please, is that our Junkrat?
So you're doing well here. You don't even have to be this close. I like that move. You just wanted to play it safe. That's fine. but your entire team died, no biggie. At that point, I do that same exact maneuver where everyone wants to jump on point. So what you do is you just sit back, make it impossible for the team to engage on you, and just shell the point. Oh, did I name my YouTube video wrong? I'll correct that. Thank you.
Alright, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Cut through, Bill. Good chance, come on.
I like that. That was solid. Okay, there you go. I noticed sometimes you don't use your abilities on cooldown. I would just start using your abilities constantly and see what happens. You'll learn the fastest that way. I'm not going to grill you every time you don't use your trap every 10 seconds, but learn the game by experimenting. Just figure it out, like start throwing traps around randomly. Use mines for traps, use mines for direct combat, use mines to flank, like mobility. And I do this for every class, not just... I know I'm correcting Junkrat, but I mean for every class. You're just starting to play the game. Just fuck around with the classes. The more you experiment, the more you'll learn.
Ultimate for your dragon ability.
And all of the tactics here that you're doing, I've done these exact same things in a 4K game, so I'm not going to critique any. Like this is all fine. Then that's fine. That you died, but the fuck, it was a ulted Reinhardt. Not much you can do. Oh, you called this Hollywood, not Dubani. Oh, okay.
He's still alive.
Yeah. Then you finish.
Alright, we gotta be really gay. So.
All in all, dude, for 1500, wasn't bad. I don't see much I would correct, especially mechanic-wise. I've talked about it. I wouldn't correct you on your mechanics. It's more of your spatial awareness. That's what's killing you right now. That comes in time. It can't be taught, really. Skip ahead. You taunting. And this is fine. I don't mind you doing this. Just be careful when aiming up too high. You'll lose focus on the fight. That's my only tip there. You're a fast typer, I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't have not got there. I would not have typed there. So what you're not doing right here... Alright. Yeah, there you go. This applies to all long-range classes. So when people first start Overwatch, here I'll keep playing. I usually recommend long-range classes to them at first. So Ana, Zen, Hanzo and Widow, not really. But Pharah and Junkrat. These 6 characters, even Soldier to a point, are really good at long range. The reason why I prescribe them to newbies is because when you're long range, you have the longest time to act. So I'll just pause it really quick. On a long range class, you were sitting over here, right? Now the enemy was first of all, they were over here, and then they flanked around all the way back, and they were basically down here. Now as a long range class, you have all of this space to understand what's going on. Space. Space. You have all of this distance to interpret the information you're given. So you have the ability to understand what's going on, and then you actually have the time to do what you want to do. This is really important for newbies. You have to get this down before anything else. I don't give two shits about mechanics. If you can't see what's going on first and make proper decisions based on that, it doesn't matter. Because I don't want you playing Reaper, where Reaper would have this much space, right? And you have like 0.5 seconds to figure shit out. So you're just panicking and shooting, and maybe you'll win, maybe you'll get some kills, but you're not going to learn. That's why you play a long-range class at first. Ana, Zen, they're good supports. You play them long-range, you can do a lot of stuff. You can see the movement around the battlefield, make a decision, get it done. Junkrat does do this. Yeah. My one critique is that when you were over here, you shot over here a couple times, but you didn't know to shoot over here. Again, that was sound. You could have heard them, or you could have just looked that way. So keep your senses about you.
You guys got free to teleport and go up the stairs, not the other end. Oh damn, Ryan. On a mission?
I actually like this play. I know you don't move at all. You're literally not moving the mouse or at all. But you're constantly putting fire on the choke through a bank shot. It's essentially, it takes their ability to even challenge what you're doing. You are a fast typer, though. You got that going for you. You got the dexterity. Yeah. That right there was just not playing the game enough. Like, a Genji shot at you and your reactions were delayed. Again, that'll come in time. I have no... What's nice is I caught you soon enough that you're not going to develop... I'm going to try to make it so you don't develop any bad habits. If I see a bad habit, I will attempt to correct it.
Heroes never die.
Like, I mean, you keep on doing this. It's... There you go. You should alt here, and I'm pretty sure you do, right? No, you don't. Here's where I would start reusing your trap more often.
Confused what that was supposed to do.
Like, that trap would have killed that Ana there. Well worth it. I mean, all your plays are good.
That's pretty easy. They're not really good on attack, are they?
I think all of your decisions, and here's the important part, I think all of your decisions in game, I believe, had thought behind them. Now, if it was the correct thought or not, you know, whatever. But you still had, you know, a process of thinking, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right thing to do? Here's what I want to try. Like, you had good thought process, and these are all incredibly good fundamentals. So you win that one pretty easily. Let's check out your second one.
Prepare to
Oh!
select your hero.
The trap? Is there, you're not confident on actually throwing it? Oh, don't worry, Roid. Just start throwing it. All of your... Yeah, you have to practice. You have to try stuff. Here's the thing. When I play May next season, I'm not going to be the best May at first, and people are going to give me so much shit. They're going to be like, what was that? That was a dumb wall. You saved the enemy, and blah, 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 blah. They used to say it when I played Junkrat at first, too. But I'll keep on doing it until I get it correct. Right? You have to. Being afraid of doing something wrong is the first step to not getting better. We're just gonna lower the quality so we don't get any stutters. Also, this start of this game. Alright, I have to stop. We're gonna rewatch the start of this game. Guys, this is fucking 1500 in a nutshell. It's almost funny to watch. So first of all, just this entire fucking exchange. You missed the jump. There's a hog. The hog doesn't do anything. I don't even know if he tried to hook. But your McCree dies to Symmetra. Out of the spawn. Like, that's a fucking 1500 rollout. It's just a comedy of errors. Your Winston gets hooked. Like, I love this. Jiggly Slime, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm just critiquing one of my viewers. So put that shit right in front of her path. Make her attack it. Those grenades are doing nothing too. I mean, this is information. You haven't been playing a lot, so this is all just... You'll figure it out in time. Now, this entire last 30 seconds of you being in this hallway is bad. And the reason why I say it's bad is not because you're not getting much accomplished. That's what most people would say. You're not doing shit here, you're stupid, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say that. Why you're not... The reason why this is wrong, and it's a bad habit of why it's wrong, is you're not seeing what the enemy has. You're not seeing where the enemy is at. You have no intel. It's a lack of information. Out here, you can get good information. You can see what's going on. You can see classes. You can shoot places. Yeah, it's the lack of information gathering that worries me most about that move. I do like how you try to double mine jump over that. Like, that's ballsy for 1500. Like, props to you. That's alright. That's, you know, that was a 1500 mistake. You just charged out.
McCree, I'm willing to, Nan.
And I'd rather have you have the courage to charge out onto a point than be super defensive and never get into a choke point ever. I've lost many a games in 4K plus from teams that are cowardly. Okay. I'm gonna turn up the volume. You remember this goddamn sound. That was her using recall, and she's right behind you right now. Like I said, you've been playing for 5 days, so don't worry about it, but that's a very important sound. Her recall isn't it 16-second cooldown? So it's a very important noise to remember because it puts her main ability on cooldown.
Rendezvous at my position.
Guys, we can't win unless we group up.
Recall's a 12-second? I guess I'm showing my ignorance there. Yeah, it's probably 12 seconds. But anything more than a 10-second cooldown in Overwatch is quite long. I mean, it seemed like a questionable tire at first, but you did work with it. And that's what you need to do as Junkrat. You need to figure out... I like how you're doing that jump. I like that trap, just in case the Tracer was following you. Like, all of your actions have thought behind them, and that's what I'm happy to see. I like how you don't detonate that mine immediately. Because then you kill her there. Like, good patience. Hanzo's arrow splinter shot is 8 seconds, and Sonic Arrow is 16. and then you got a trap. That's why there's throw traps around. You'll be surprised where you get them.
Good take, Dennis.
And I'm gonna ask you a question. Some of these mine jumps, are you trying to mimic me? Yeah, Scatter's 8-second cooldown. That's why it's always used. Trap. I like how you throw a trap. Whenever you feel vulnerable, throw a trap in the middle. Sometimes that happens. Okay, no, Roy, it's an honest question. Sometimes I review people's videos and like they try to do stuff I've done. And I'm going to release a video tomorrow and I tell you why that's a bad thing. Don't try to replicate people's techniques without fully understanding the underlying skill set. But if you're just trying to get past stuff, I understand. This is my favorite part. I love that. I'm sorry to laugh at your dismay, but man, this is why I break railings in games. I'm just like, get this out of my fucking way. Because shit like that happens. Also, you heard the enemy Junkrat. I mean, you should have just detonated it earlier, but whatever.
Guys, we can do this.
30 seconds.
I like this. Dude, that's like fucking verbatim of what I would do. And you get the mercy for it. It's funny, people are like, oh, that's spam. At low-level Junkratting, it is. What makes it different at high level is I know exactly what part of the map I'm shooting in, I know where the supports are at, and I know where I'm putting my shots. I know a lot of people think I spam, but you'll notice I get a lot of support picks, and it's because I know where the supports are at, and I know how to get a shot anywhere on the map. You're playing a game where you're yelling Chro's Apprentice. Yeah, don't do that, man. Fuck, that'll piss people off.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh, I mean, if you knew the enemy was going to be there, then yeah, shoot. It's silly not to. I mean, overall, it's good play. I think if you played any character, not just Junkrat, you'd be doing fine too. Your decision making for 1500 seems good. It's just the execution of your decisions. That's usually the kicker at low levels. Yep. I did that to Reinhardt a couple times today. Oh, the juicy mercy pick. I like what you did there because you were the one staying on the cart. Yeah, melee him next time. That's something you'll learn in time. I could have told you that he was low health, just because you hit him so many times and what his health was at. But yeah, he was within punch range. You're off just by a little bit, but yeah, that's the correct thing to do there. I like this play a lot. You die for it, but man, killing the Mercy and Bastion right there, that's key. You haven't mapped your melee key yet? Okay, yep, that'll do it. Map it to something useful.
Score 2-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select
So Hollywood defense, I think it's a good point for Junkrat. Point one's... I consider it one of his stronger points. Hold on, did I skip ahead too far?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
This is okay for this level play. Usually you give up the first corner immediately. Fucked up the tracer. That was good. But this is low SR tactics. And I say low, but you get a lot of good picks. And a lot of... And when I say low SR, I meant... I mean, up to 3,000, 3,500 people do this, so don't take it the wrong way. This entire shenanigan here, no one's ever going to take that route. You'll learn that in time. But you helped get 2 kills. Doing good.
My ultimate is ready. Time for mayhem.
Shield generator online. You are
You could have set that up a long time ago, but I'm glad you did now. That's the correct thing to do. You recognize that your old mine and trap spot and were useless, and you weren't holding on to it. To be able to stop your investment or not worry about your investments. It sucks I didn't trap him. Your trap was off by a little bit, but I thought that would have been dope if you got him. Got the mercy pick. Super important. Got her? I like those shots on the stairs where you shoot forward, because those will go behind you if someone's chasing. You work here, man. I mean, you do work. You defended this point. There's no two ways about it. Good move. Get in his shield. Knock him out. I like how you're already detaching yourself when a trap is in a wrong place. Too many people get caught up on holding it forever. No one does this in the 3000s. You can't pick junk without being reported. I believe that shit. You guys, you're not stuck where you're at. You have to learn. That's all. Don't worry about your rank. Don't worry about any of that. Yeah. Uh-oh, stop talking. Get in the battle. Going well. I mean, you did well. Pow! Right in her face.
Great kicking bass.
All right. It's now time.
Victory.
Let me get my picture. Bakadaba. There we go. So, did you see this picture yesterday, Roid? I mean, I'll explain it all again. Oh, so Riptire, from what I've been hearing, Riptire does center of mass. So if you have Roadhog, who's actually like his model's this big, and you have Tire, it goes by center of mass, so this distance. So if you jump up, and let's say you jumped up here, this is a farther distance. So that's how Tire works. That's why you have to be within his model to kill him. Yeah. You did! So you saw this. So this is great. Again, I don't care about action. Your mechanics, I think, were fine for 1500. I would not worry about them. I didn't see you do anything necessarily wrong mechanically. Where everything went wrong for you was at the information layer. This is because you're just starting Overwatch. This is going to be your hindrance for like the next 3 months. Yeah, information. So, sound and sight, right? These are the only two ways we can look at the game or interpret the game. Right, unless they got some crazy-ass VR shit. That's it. You don't use sound at all right now, but that's purely because of time. Sight, you have just the low SR mentality, not a mentality. You just have the low SR habit of tunnel vision. This is why I say to pick a long-range class. So when your team's here and their team's here, you can see it all. With a long-range class. If you're a close-range class, you're going to get tunnel vision and focus on this, and you're going to worry way too much. But I think I can only back out so much. So yeah, look around more. Be aware. The two things you need to worry about with sight, and it sounds stupid because we're talking about looking at a game. I know it sounds super basic, but where each team is at. Ugh, I can't write with a mouse. By this, I mean find out where the enemy team is at and where your team is at all points in time. Either do that through looking at them or sound. If you can do these two things, figuring out where the enemy's at and where you're at, you'll start learning a lot better. You won't be surprised as much. Yeah, you'll just make better decisions because you have better information. Your logistics, basically how you get from point A to point B, and kind of your process, your thinking time of decision making. I liked. So everything I saw you do, you had some type of thought. You weren't just throwing down a trap just 'cause. You weren't just throwing a mine around just 'cause. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but it looked like you actually had thought in most things you did. Like I said, I thought you spammed on that one, but you said no, that's where you thought the supports would be. So I take it back. Then you had thought to your shot, which makes it not spam at all. Like you hit the area you wanted to, and it just so happened the enemy was there. Your habits and your tendencies are growing. They are correct, and I think they're growing in the correct fashion. I don't really have anything to correct you here on. Again, it's really early in your career, so I don't want to correct too much. So anyone is,
Timing's
if anyone
overridden.
has ever taught anyone else before, you'll understand that correcting too much at once is a bad thing because people get overwhelmed. So I won't even speak to your logistics. I'll just tell you everything at that layer. Correct. So I give you the old check plus. This was a check minus. This we don't give a shit about. Fuck action. Position. Your positioning was okay, and the only reason it was okay is because it was based off of poor information. I think if you fix the information level, your positioning level will be better. You're using mind jumps, and here's, I don't want to make it just Junkrat specific,
Timing's overridden.
but you are using class abilities for mobility instead of fighting. So what I mean is as a Junkrat, you're not using your mind to do damage at all the time, right? Most people only specifically do it, like they reserve it all the time for action. I understand that, but me personally, I don't believe any ability should be used for action alone. You need to understand if it has a movement modifier, then use it for logistics. Now, logistics is lower in the pyramid, so I value it more. I value movement with remote mine as compared to dealing damage with it. Now, as a Mei, I value the wall to get me to places and my team places more than the actual use for the wall. The same would apply to Reinhardt and Charge, or Widow and Grapple. Well, that's a different one. But I think you understand what I'm saying, right? Do you get that? When I'm saying using an ability for movement over action. Okay, good. You get that? You're listening really intently. Okay. Here. I'll handle that one, guys. He was just a troll. So I like that you're using, in general, you're using abilities for more than just their obvious intention. That's a good thing to have at a low level, right? If you start understanding this now when you're first starting, then when you get to other classes and you start branching out more, which you should, don't play one class only. Do not play one class only. Do as I say, not as I do. don't just play Junkrat and hope to get better. Yeah. So I like your decision making. I like your tendencies. I think you're doing everything correctly. Mechanics lacking, obviously, 5 days, so don't give a fuck about that. Your positioning mistakes are just purely because you don't really know what's going on in the game right now. You're playing the game and you have no fucking clue what's going on, and you're trying to do the best you can. I get that. So positioning, honestly, I don't care about because we have to work on the lower levels first. Yeah. That is my one correction. I like to do one correction for you guys. And that would be, first of all, just play Overwatch more. Your issue is this. Wait, no, your issue is this. Sight and sound. You have to work at just understanding the game more. You have to understand the sounds, basically how loud footsteps are, how to distinguish the footsteps of your team from your enemy, and also just like how to understand when you hear a sound, where's it coming from based on the map. So you're like, where's this guy at? I know he's coming from the left of me, but there's like 3 walls and there's 2 rooms. I don't really know the map that well. Where could he be? A more experienced player would be like, I know where he's at because he wants to do X, Y, or Z. You don't have that experience. So playing is your big thing. The real Jabang. Review does not have to be Junkrat. Everything I'm critiquing Roid on right now is non-Junkrat stuff. While he may be playing Junkrat, it is my job as an analyst to boil down the class's actions to Overwatch fundamentals that you can use and apply to any single class. If you do not boil down a class's actions to the fundamental roots, analysis is worth shit. Coaching is worth shit if you can't do that. If you just tell people like a McCree, you're like, oh, McCree, shoot better. That's as stupid as going up against Usain Bolt and telling your runner to be like, hey, dude, just run faster than Usain Bolt. And like the guy's like, oh shit, why didn't you tell me this before? That's how I win. I run faster. Most coaches and analysts will do this. They'll say, oh, do this better. Use Zarya's shield here. Do this. They just do these one-offs and corrections, and I don't like them. I don't like that method of correcting. There's a fundamental theme between all of your actions, and that's what I seek to correct. In Royd's case, the fundamental theme is not being able to parse the information correctly. That's his current problem. Easily. So yeah, don't worry about what's going on. Just keep playing. It's actually a really easy analysis to do because you're so inexperienced. But mostly watching you, it gives me hope because you have no bad habits just yet. The big bad habit I want you to avoid is I talked about this yesterday, and it's
Aiming's overrated.
don't play against the player. Play against the hero. So at 1500 SR, you're going to find some really shitty players, and they're going to be trying to do Widow stuff. And you're going to be able to do some stuff like juke them, like run straight at them and somehow not get shot and kill them. And you're going to develop this habit against bad players. What you need to do is respect the hero for what it can do. And play like that. Because as soon as you get better and better and better, these bad habits that you were able to joke on low SR people with, you're not going to be able to pull it off anymore. Better players are going to call your bluff. You think double mine jumping is safe? Fuck no. You're going to get headshotted by a McCree twice in the air and you're toast. Yeah, do not play against the player. Now, I say this, at the higher levels, you do play against the player, and I mean high levels, I mean fucking, if you're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I would critique some players, like Harblue or Shadow Spurn, what is it, Shadowburn? There is an echelon that you get to at the very, very, very high levels where I will say don't listen to my rules. That's because players have patterns, and if you play against the same player enough, they're going to be doing the same thing. But that's why, in our defense, we need to learn how to play multiple ways so that we do what we call mix-ups. People in the fighting game community understand mix-ups. StarCraft 2 or RTS players, you can't do the same strategy every time. You have to mix it up, and that makes people guess and be less telegraph. People don't think about doing it in an FPS, but it's definitely a thing. Yeah. You have to learn mix-ups eventually. But fuck, that's super far down the ladder. In fact, I won't even say you're going to ever have to do it in your life with Overwatch, because I don't mean to be a dick, but I don't know if you'll ever be that good, right? I don't think you're ever going to hit the, get drafted for an Overwatch team and play for millions of dollars. But yeah, dude, I would not be upset at your play. I think you did quite well. The things that are about it, here's funny. We can do the yin yang symbol. Oh, that's a giant one. If we look at you, and we look at the things that are inhibiting you, and let's say you're yin. And the things right now that are killing you are inexperience. We're just going to say inXP. And maybe you're just a little, I don't want to say scared or afraid, or I'm going to say like timid. You're timid to try things or do things. Right? These are the two things that are really hurting you. And now the yang of this is experienced, right? Experienced and just, let's say, confident. Now you're like, wait, Chro, if these are negative things, the opposite must be positive. And that's true, but at the same time, these negative things have positive aspects to them. And these positive things have negative aspects to them. Inexperienced, you won't cease to wonder. You'll see an ability and you'll see what maybe its creative usage could be for it. While an experienced player will go, oh, that person can't do that, it's not possible. And you know what, maybe they can, and they get cut off guard really hard. This happens a lot, especially as a Junkrat player. I'm sure there's people that go, you can't shoot someone in the air, and then I shoot them twice in the air, and they're like, fuck. That's a new experience. That got me. Same thing with confidence. It's good to be confident, but at the same time, if you think things are absolutely as they are, you'll go into a place and you'll get shot. This essentially becomes cockiness. Cocky. It's funny because these are your downfalls right now, and these are the downfalls of extremely good players. So I find it very humorous that we have the lowest of players and the highest of players with opposite things that people think are good and bad, and they actually they all have, you know, you can get caught for anything. It's, I don't know. That's just me. I just find it, Fuey. I'm not gonna watch your fucking play of the game. It's shit. It's shit, Fuey. Get the fuck out of here. What'd you do though? Was it with Torb? Did you do something amazing as Torb? Yeah, sorry to go off on a tangent like this, but what I'm trying to get at, Roid, is just because you're inexperienced and like you're timid at times, don't think of it as a negative thing. It's a part of growing, and don't think that doing the opposite of these, being super experienced and super confident, is the 100% correct answer. You need to walk the middle path. Middle path. You need to have a sense of wonder, and you have to be willing to not be cocky. You have to be humble. At times you don't, though, right? You can't be timid. Walk the middle path. But that's really advanced shit, so I apologize. I said I wasn't going to do a lot of talking, but I did a lot of talking. Love this theory crafting. This isn't... Yeah, this is usual content, but this isn't theory crafting. If you think this is theory crafting, you don't study humanity, right? If you study humanity, if you look at great artists and just great artists, art is what I usually deal with. So I've tried to learn the piano, the violin, Turkish water marbling, a lot of stuff. I've tried to learn a lot of arts, and I've become proficient at some. This right here, this entire fucking thing, if you think this is Overwatch and theory crafting, you're fucking wrong. This is real life. This is what artists go through on a constant daily basis. This is what athletes deal with. This is what fucking professional people in orchestras deal with. Like, this isn't theory crafting, and I don't mean to like blow up on you, but this is the way. I don't want to say this is the. See, I caught myself. If I say this is the way the world is, pow, I fall into this trap, right? I'm being too cocky, right? I'm too much on the young side. I think I'm an expert. No, I'm not. Right? I have to walk this line. Turkish water marbling? Do you know what I'm talking about with Turkish water marbling? That shit is so fucking difficult. God, it pisses me off. But yeah, so I can't say this is the way the world works because I would be contradicting myself by being super cocky. This is the way I've experienced the world in my 31 years of living on this planet. These are the patterns I have noticed. The fuck is Turkish water marbling?